A lot of rich and well-known people become embroiled in legal disputes or go on spending binges that lead to bankruptcy. After departing the White House, Ulysses S. Grant, the President of the United States, was penniless. MC Hammer, 50 Cent, and Michael Jackson all went from being extremely wealthy and well-known musicians to being bankrupt and in debt. Kim Basinger and Nicolas Cage are two actors who have filed for bankruptcy. Even the largest superstars struggle with money, despite the fact that their lives tend to appear dazzling to the public. The converse also occurs, despite the abundance of motivational tales of celebrities who started from nothing and managed to overcome financial difficulties. Movie stars, athletes, and artists all experience terrible spending sprees when they become famous and wealthy. Here are a few wealthy and well-known celebrities who, at one point in their lives, lost everything they owned. While some of them were able to recover, others are still having financial difficulties. 1. Michael Jackson. When Michael Jackson passed away suddenly in 2009, he was allegedly in debt to the tune of at least $400 million. The well-known Neverland residence of the King of Pop was also on the verge of foreclosure. Jackson had to take out loans to cover his large expenses, many of which he never returned. Jackson's financial issues worsened when he became embroiled in multiple costly litigation and his loan interest rose. A forensic accountant calculated that Jackson owed $400 million to $500 million at the time of his death. Since 2012, Michael has been the highest-earning deceased star, thanks to his estate having handled the financial concerns. 2. Nicolas Cage acquired a number of residences, cars, and unique antiques. But in 2015, information began to surface regarding how, between 1996 and 2011, he squandered his $150 million wealth. After Cage failed to pay his 2007 tax bill, the IRS filed tax liens on several of his properties and forced him to turn over almost $6 million. Due to his unstable financial status, Cage had to sell a number of his personal items, including a comic book that he cherished. Cage's net worth was estimated to be $25 million as of May 2017. Among his latest roles was that of Spider-Noir in the 2018 film Spider-Man: Into the Spider-Verse. 3. Floyd Mayweather. The reason Floyd Mayweather Jr. is known as Money is that he has never lost a boxing match. The irony was that he owed the IRS money. Money Mayweather has reportedly owing the IRS money for more than 10 years, according to Deadspin. Even though the boxer came out of retirement for a highly lucrative fight, his failure to pay taxes left him in debt to the IRS in the amount of $22.2 million. There were rumors in 2018 that Mayweather would come out of retirement once more in order to pay off his obligations. For Mike Tyson. Over his career, Mike Tyson is said to have made $400 million, yet in 2003, he was forced to pay $23 million in debt. Before he could once more secure his financial future, the heavyweight champion filed for bankruptcy, was locked up again, and underwent treatment. He owed money to a number of organizations by 2003, including the IRS, the British tax authorities, attorneys, personal trainers, financial managers, and music producers. Tyson was overdue on child support and had to pay a $9 million divorce settlement. Tyson has since stopped fighting and seems to be financially stable once more. Tyson founded the Ranch Companies, a medical marijuana startup in California, in 2018. He disclosed this year that he intends to launch a resort with a cannabis theme. 5. Stephen Baldwin. In 2009, Stephen Baldwin declared bankruptcy due to unpaid taxes and 2 mortgages. In 2009, Alex's younger brother declared bankruptcy due to unpaid taxes and 2 mortgages. After failing to make mortgage payments for 6 years, Baldwin's home was foreclosed in 2017, causing further problems. Baldwin was arrested and placed on probation for 5 years after neglecting to pay taxes for 3 consecutive years. 6. 50 Cent allegedly owed $32.5 million in debt in 2015. Although he rose to fame as a rapper in the late 1990s, the majority of his wealth comes from a broad range of businesses. 50 Cent allegedly owed $32.5 million in debt in 2015, in addition to being embroiled in legal disputes and failing to pay child support. In the following year, he filed for bankruptcy. In 2018, allegations surfaced claiming that 50 Cent became a millionaire due to the 700 bitcoins he was purportedly paid for his record from 2014. Subsequently, 50 Cent revealed in court filings that the rapper had never held bitcoins and that the reports were false. 7. General Ulysses S. Grant. It is difficult to envision a president going bankrupt after leaving the White House, but eminent Civil War General Ulysses S. Grant experienced this. The 18th president joined the banking business Grant and Ward as a partner, but in 1884, the firm and Grant went bankrupt due to Ferdinand Ward's embezzlement of investors' funds. Even though Grant was receiving a military pension, it wasn't enough because the president also had cancer in his neck. Grant had writer Mark Twain publish his memoirs in order to profit from them, but Twain passed away before he could profit from his autobiography. 8. Mark Twain. Speaking of Mark Twain, the American writer was raised in poverty following the death of his father when he was just 11 years old. Twain had always wanted to be wealthy, and although he married into a wealthy family, his goal of wealth never materialized. Following the triumph of Twain's biographical work and The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, his publishing business filed for bankruptcy. Due to his financial difficulties, which exacerbated the slump, the satirist filed for bankruptcy in 1894. Twain regained financial stability with more lucrative writing and a well-received speaking tour, but he later lost a $30,000 investment in a protein powder. 9. MC Hammer. Even after becoming popular with You Can't Touch This, MC Hammer declared bankruptcy. After You Can't Touch This became a genuine hit, MC Hammer amassed $30 million in wealth. As a result of his success, Hammer was able to purchase a $1 million mansion, make $30 million worth of improvements, and employ 200 people. In addition, he purchased a horse stable where he housed 19 racehorses. Due to his reckless spending, multiple litigation, and other factors, Hammer filed for bankruptcy in 1996, allegedly owing $13 million. He discussed being loosely involved with about 8 companies and spending most of his days in California's Silicon Valley on The Oprah Winfrey Show in 2011. 10. Dennis Rodman. A well-known basketball player, Dennis Rodman's attorneys claimed in 2012 that he was having difficulty paying his living expenses. Before he became an oddball celebrity, Dennis Rodman was regarded as one of Michael Jordan's best teammates and rebounders. Aside from athletics, Rodman was well known for his brief union with Carmen Electra and his subsequent role as an unofficial U.S. envoy to North Korea. Rodman's solicitors claimed in 2012 that he was unable to pay child support for his 2 children and could hardly afford living expenses. He allegedly owed over $800,000 in unpaid child support at the time, but according to court filings, his attorneys claimed he was broke and sick. Rodman was recently accused of stealing over $500 worth of apparel from labels like Spiritual Gangster and Lululemon, in addition to a 400-pound amethyst crystal from a yoga class. He refuted the accusation, stating that the goods were a gift. 11. Kim Basinger. After buying a 1,691-acre town, actress Kim Basinger was forced to declare for bankruptcy. Basinger purchased the Georgian village of Brisselton in 1989 for $20 million. It was anticipated that she would build a tourist destination, like a theme park or film studio, but in 1993 she filed for bankruptcy, forcing her to sell the land. At the time, the bankruptcy was a major news item. Producer Carl Mazzacone of Boxing Helena sued Basinger for breaching an oral agreement to appear in the movie. She was ordered to pay attorney fees and damages by the Los Angeles Superior Court. In 1995, Basinger and Mainline Pictures reached a settlement, so evading the first $8.1 million judgment. She has continued to perform in films, including 50 Shades Darker, Charlie St. Cloud starring Zac Efron, and 8 Mile with Eminem. 12. Marvin Gaye. The soul musician Marvin Gaye, known for classics including Let's Get It On and I Heard It Through the Grapevine, filed for bankruptcy due to unpaid alimony owing to his former spouse. Though Gaye is regarded as one of the most well-known musicians of all time, he filed for bankruptcy in 1976 due to unpaid alimony owed to his first wife, Anna Gordy Gaye. A judge mandated in 1976 that Gaye provide his ex-wife $600,000 from the proceeds of his next record, Here, My Dear. His father shot and killed him in 1984. The 44-year-old Gaye still owed Anna little under $300,000 in unpaid back alimony at the time. 13. Burt Reynolds. A major motion picture star in the 1960s, 1970s, and 1980s, Burt Reynolds was forced to file for bankruptcy in the 1990s. Reynolds stated to Vanity Fair in 2015, "I haven't watched it, and I've lost more money than is possible." According to the Vanity Fair feature, the movie star lavished money on 150 horses, a private plane, real estate, and over $100,000 in toupees during the 1980s. Reynolds went through a costly divorce from Lonnie Anderson following an expensive marriage. In 1996, with over $10 million in debt, Reynolds filed for bankruptcy because he was unable to repay a $3.7 million loan to CBS due to rising expenses and declining income. Reynolds received recognition in 1997, a year later, for his performance in the popular movie Boogie Nights. September 2018, while still producing films, Reynolds passed away. 14. Meat Loaf. Had a prosperous career in the 1970s, but over 45 lawsuits forced her to declare for bankruptcy in the 1980s. Meat Loaf achieved great fame in the late 1970s after releasing his hit album Bat Out of Hell and appearing in the cult classic Rocky Horror Picture Show. However, the singer had financial difficulties after that triumph and had to declare bankruptcy in 1983. I was the target of 45 lawsuits worth a combined $80 million. It was like a game. Declaring Chapter 11 bankruptcy was the only way to stop them from continuing with their game, he told The Guardian in 2003. Because they would always bring up new cases to attack me after we won one. And even though CBS didn't pay my royalties until 1997, everyone believes I had a lot of money, even though I didn't. With his hit song I'd Do Anything for Love in the 1990s, he turned things around. 15. Willie Nelson. In addition to being a well-known country artist and marijuana user, Willie Nelson has had some serious financial issues. The IRS came coming for Nelson because he was dodging federal taxes, and the amount was $16.7 million, plus interest and penalties. Nelson's attorney managed to get the bill reduced to $6 million, but he was still unable to pay. Almost everything Nelson owned was taken by the IRS during a raid on his house in 1990, including 20 homes, the majority of his musical equipment, and his collection of CDs. In order to assist the struggling singer pay off his debt, fans organized fundraisers for Nelson, who recorded the IRS tapes, Call by My Memories. Nelson paid up his debt with the tape's assistance. Nelson is still creating music and enjoying great success now.